Hi, Bill Bodner. Thank you for tuning in to our Mortgage Market Guide weekly recap. So, up on the screen, you can see mortgage-backed securities on a Friday morning, looking like we want to drift into the weekend with some modest pricing gains. It's been from a pricing standpoint, you could see, in the Mortgage Market Guide chart, September, it's been a little bit of a rough month, and I'm really comforted by this nice little bounce we're getting off of support. You can see in mid-August we hit this low price point. We're bouncing off of it. Nice sign. So we're going to follow that trend in the next week. Stocks have had a rough September, and the uncertainty comes from the coronavirus, a vaccine, if and when that will happen, the resurgence of cases in parts of the globe, specifically in Europe, and there's fears about both the fall and the winter seeing a resurgence in cases. Now we have this whole new political risk, right? We have the unfortunate death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and that has created so much uncertainty for this fourth stimulus package. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of political will to do something. But on top of that, and on the other side of it, you're now having Treasury Secretary Mnuchin, as well as Fed Chairman Powell, basically calling on Congress, hey, a plan is better than no plan, and a stimulus plan, it looks like, is needed. It's one thing to be able to, the Fed keeps monetary policy and they're doing their thing, but low rates doesn't get the loan paid, and so businesses are hurting as individuals. So we think a deal will get done, and that's a headline risk that you need to be mindful of, because that story can change. I mean, right now there's fuel to the bond market. And hurting stocks because of this uncertainty, but that uncertainty can be removed very, very quickly. And I just wonder, with the 10-year note hovering at 66 basis points, it's almost like it's waiting and in anticipation of something that could happen. And so you need to be mindful that this interest rate environment could change very quickly. Now, looking ahead to next week, there's a lot. I mean, but besides all of these uncertain events that will evolve, right? The Supreme Court, that whole thing has to happen now. That's gonna take place over the weekend, and the news outlets. So we're gonna have to deal with that next week. There's an election cycle where there's mail-in voting. What does that look like? It's still uncertain. We just don't know. And this fourth stimulus package, these are tailwinds that some can be resolved very, very quickly. But going into next week, we have some things that can move the market. In addition to all that, we have labor report numbers. We have ADP on Wednesday, the jobs report on Friday. We have PCE, the Fed's favorite gauge on inflation. So there's a lot happening that we need to pay attention to next week. But for right now, going into the weekend, I really do like the bounce off of the support level and the tailwinds that are presently in place for the bond market. I hope this finds you well. Have yourself a great weekend. Be safe. Bye for now.